Hey, all new content free at cardoneu.com, cardoneu.com, all new content. How to get a job in under 72 hours. We already had our first big success. How to get the PPP money, how to get the SBA money, how to take your business and blow it up and turn a crisis into expansion. Over 2,000 videos, 45 million logins, all new content just for you and free by clicking the link below, okay? Enjoy it. Let's go blow your business up. Hey, welcome to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here. Every Monday I come to you to talk about real estate and how you can start investing in it, managing it, buying and or selling it. We're in an unprecedented time right now here in the last week of April before May 2020, post-COVID, not completely over. And today I'm going to share with you, give you an update on the commercial real estate market post-COVID or mid-post, or depending on where we're at, COVID-19, because I don't think anybody knows. Because unfortunately, our politicians, governors, senators, congressmen, city council are all waiting for some other governor, senator, congressman, or city council to make a decision on whether to reopen or not. So I just want to share with you the effects of that across the entire spectrum of commercial real estate, which includes office, strip centers, retail, industrial, multifamily, hotels, the entire space that you could be invested in. Much of America is planning to return to the workplace right now. We're planning right here. I got 25,000 square feet of office. I have a great tenant. I am the tenant. I'm the landlord and the tenant. And I have a government that is saying I can't come to work right now. I'm starting to ask myself, what if we do come? What are they going to do to me? Are they going to send me to jail? What's going to happen? What's the penalty? Because I'm starting to want to press into whatever that might be. While this is an unwelcome turn of events with COVID, certainly people talking about returning to work is welcomed. We also need to acknowledge and embrace that companies will return slowly to a changed workplace with new procedures. I got guys taping floors right now. We're doing the social distancing. I'm having to spend money, time, and energy on cleaning desks and computers, etc. Office users will likely, and you need to know what's going to go on here to find out what the opportunities are in real estate going forward. Office users likely will practice social distancing by rotating employee groups. I hate that idea. I like everybody together myself. Restaurants, stores, hotels, even more affected than I will be. Okay, now restaurants got to say, hey, where do they sit? How far apart? Is it inside? Is it outside? What about stores? Oh my God, I'm gonna go over all this. Hotels. The airlines came out this morning and said they suggest that all, what is it called when you go on a vacation? Vacation travel would be postponed till much later. That would continue to crush hotels. Many hotels chains are going to go out of business here. It's likely that society and business won't return fully to normal until we have a vaccine. I mean, we got a vaccine for the flu, don't we? We still lose 30 or 40,000 people every year. We lost, I think, 90,000 people 4 years ago, and we have a vaccine. Just want you guys to keep that in mind. Like, I don't know how many people, a vaccine's probably 18 months away. Maybe a year. And it's not going to prevent the people that are susceptible to this virus killing them, which is I'm HIV positive, pre-existing condition, I got cancer, I have some kind of lung disease or disorder, maybe I have a hepatitis and or what's the lung condition? Pneumonia, one of those. Those are the people that, like once somebody goes on a ventilator, it's like a 90% kill rate on a ventilator, but we're ordering tens of thousands of ventilators even when you put them on a ventilator, like, you know, like I understand nobody wants to lose anybody, but there's 26 million people out of work, 32 million businesses that are suffering right now. Very few businesses are benefiting from this. As commercial real estate copes with the ramifications of COVID-19. And look, post your comments below. You agree with what I'm saying? Disagree with what you're saying? Like, let's have a conversation about it. Hate on me if you want to. I just have an opinion. Collections of the April rent surprised everyone in real estate on the upside for office, industrial, and multifamily, with multifamily being the highest. April collections were below expectations for retail, 20 to 40%, way lower than I thought it would be. How we ended up with 8%, only 8% reduction in retail sales is like mind-boggling to me. Only 20 to 40% on average nationwide, depending on the type of retail, collected rent in April. The industry's watching, as we all are, for May collections even more closely as an indicator of the health of commercial real estate in the short term. As soon as we collect May, by the way, they'll be looking for May, June to give us a real sense of. That's the economists. They take so many chances. None. Despite the tremendous economic challenges in front of all of us and the effect this has had on everyone in America and around the world, there is a pent-up demand from consumers and office users, just like myself. I can't wait to go to a restaurant, folks. I cannot wait to go to a restaurant and waste money. Okay, I cannot wait to go to a restaurant and sit in a room. As soon as I can, I'm gonna order a closed, private VIP room for as many of my friends as possible. And we're gonna drink tequila behind one another and share the wine. Okay, I can't wait. I'm gonna eat right off your plate too. Guarantee you, I will grab a metal device and fork into a piece of your meat after you've already cut it with a metal device and eat off your plate. I can't wait to get back to that. I'm just telling you where I'm at. And by the way, God bless America. Because in America, at least I have the freedom to do what I want to do. Most people are going to be as safe as they need to be after this event happens, okay? The economic news last week was very downbeat, and probably why I want to go to the restaurant and drink tequila so bad. The U.S. unemployment forecast has risen to almost 11%. It was at 3.5% 4 weeks ago. Okay, that's almost a 4x increase in unemployment. Folks, these aren't just simple numbers right now. You write 4x down on a piece of paper, that's one thing. 1,000 times 4x is 4,000. When you start talking about 3.5% unemployment to 26 million families unemployed, not to mention, and they never talk about in the economic news, not to mention probably 80 million people that had their pay cut but still have their jobs. The forecast for economic stabilization to occur in the third or possibly fourth quarter might be optimistic, okay? The virus curves are bending in some parts of the U.S., but what does this do to real estate? If you're thinking about buying real estate this year, or you have a portfolio that you're managing, or you're thinking about selling something, those are really the three people that watch this show. If you have a question or you got a piece of property you want me to look at, call me 305-865-8668. Let me just quickly go over as the callers come in, 305-865-8668. I want to go over the different types and what you should be looking for. You either have property, what do I do with it? How do I manage it? How do I get through this? Do I sell it? Do I add to my portfolio, or maybe I'm just getting started? Okay, office users. They've shifted their focus to planning for people to come back to work. So business owners are like, how much space do I need? People are starting to challenge, how much space do I really need? Common initiatives will include social distancing guidelines. So who pays for that? The tenant or the landlord? Enhanced cleaning. Who pays for that? Okay, new access protocols. Who pays for that? Should I, as the landlord, now that I own an office building, provide just like I would security or parking? Would I provide now for the check to make sure? Who's liable? Like, this is crazy. Who provides the masks, the gloves, the sanitizers? Okay? Retail stores. Retail, man. I cannot imagine owning Turnberry Mall right now. One of the most successful malls in the country. Top 3, top 4 malls in the country goes from making unbelievable money on a daily basis to zero money. None, zero. Like from hero to zero. Retail stores will require all kinds of safeguards. Think about what's going to happen. Depending on the center, the number of people that can come to the place, that means they'll have to limit how many people can actually drive into. That means I have to have new parking attendants to control traffic and densities. Enhanced cleaning in all the high-touch spaces. How many people am I going to need to go wipe up after people in the sunglass shop? Enforce social distancing. Stop right there. You're too close now. Who's going to do all this? How about the reduced seating capacities in restaurants, movie theaters? Like, how do they even come back? iPick theaters. iPick theaters only works with they only have like 50 or 60 seats in a theater now. So what are they going to do to go to 25? How do they make any money? Hotel industries, another highly impacted already. Domestic leisure travel will return first. I doubt it. Who's going to go on a trip right now? Oh yeah, let's fly down to Miami for the weekend. Okay, let's go to a hotel. Rates are cheap. Well, they'll have to be cheap. My sister's trying to fly right now from Tampa to Lake Charles, Louisiana. The flight is $54 one way. If she went to Lake Charles, she would have to quarantine before she could go into a hotel. And by the way, none of the hotels are open. But what does that process look like once we're open? Business travel hopefully will return, but when? Is that October, November, December? By the way, what if it's in December? We return back to travel in November and December, which is when people don't travel a lot because of Thanksgiving. We got short months in December. International travel. When are we going to let Europe back in here? When is that ever going to happen, folks? Now, I'm telling you all that to tell you this, because I am Mr. Positive about real estate. It just so happens I'm only positive about one or two parts of real estate. Conventions and group meetings that Las Vegas needs. Las Vegas is shut down, ghost town. Okay, CBRE forecast a 46% decline in revenue per available room for U.S. hotels. I think they're way low on that. It's probably 20%. And starting in the year's second half, next year's second half, that might only be up to 50% next year. We're planning, we call Mandalay Bay today, hey man, look, 2021, we are coming back February. We want 9,000 hotel rooms at the Mandalay Bay. I'm going back. I just called and booked two gigs. October, let me see, what am I in? August? July, August, and September, I'm doing 3 conventions right here in town. I am planning on the comeback, okay? This is your categories, folks. Office, you're still in trouble right here. I'm telling you, this is at best a question mark, okay? This is an X. You got to figure I cannot touch that, and I cannot touch strip centers. They're going to get hammered for long periods of time because they don't have the cash flow. And it doesn't matter that you own a place and you're like, yeah, but my business is doing good here because you cut hair. Good. You'll go back to cutting hair. Maybe you own the tattoo place and you know they're going to do good and the hair place is going to do good. But the masseuse that was using the place, the salon, they're out of money and they're not coming back to business. Okay? Food and beverage sector found that 14%, 1 out of 8, I think that's 8, no, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7, I'm sorry, 1 out of 7 restaurants in America will permanently close. Okay? 94% collected right here, multifamily. 90% on office, 90%. I think that number is actually wrong. I wouldn't trust that number. Industrial off the rails, like in a good way. The two survivors will be industrial. I'll come back and talk more about that in a second. And multifamily, that's where you want to be. Let's talk to our callers. Do you have a deal or do you have a question, my friend?
Hello, Fajit. This is Mario Rivas. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm calling from Pueblo, Colorado.
Oh, Pueblo.
Yes.
What do you do there? Who do you work for in Pueblo?
I work for a wholesaling company. They've been doing it for 15 years out of Springs, Colorado Springs.
Yeah. How's the economy managing over there?
Ooh, it's tough. Even a lot of blue collar, a lot of steel, a lot of manufacturing jobs here in Pueblo.
Yeah.
And they've downsized, laid off, but they're trying to pick up as much as possible, right?
You guys had a big cannabis expansion in Pueblo, right?
Yes. That is big agricultural.
Yeah.
And also hemp. Hemp is going to be major
yeah.
distribution out of here.
Okay, what's your question?
So, I just want to bring value to your listeners and share the term cost segregation, especially to a lot of the younger investors who have residential and a couple of multifamily, of course, but being able to, get some of that pay low to no taxes, and so just want to bring that.
Yeah, what do you do cost segregation?
No.
Oh, do you do it on your own properties?
On my own properties, yes.
Yeah. So you want to explain to the audience what that is?
Definitely. So cost segregation, anyone who owns real estate can accelerate their depreciation and thereby reduce their federal income taxes for years. So being able to, of course, not a tax advisor myself, we want to advise you to go to your tax
Yeah, and this is only on commercial real estate with income, folks. You wouldn't do this on your residential home, obviously. This is about taking an office, multifamily, industrial, and basically assigning more value. You actually have somebody do this for you, where they assign more value. If I have a $30 million piece of property and maybe $16 million of it is building, I would get a cost segregation to where maybe more of the value of the 32 million was assigned to the buildings, which can be depreciated. The land can't be depreciated. Go ahead, Johnny, next caller. Okay, thank you, Pueblo, by the way. I look forward to getting to Pueblo one day. And while we're waiting for the next caller, payment ratios for April rent and office, okay? Office and multifamily and industrial averaged 90%. I would definitely bring them on in. How we doing, Johnny? So look, guys, you got it. Johnny, let's go, Johnny. Johnny, listen, keep moving. You guys got to know where you're going to be going forward. The real estate space is great. Retail rent collections vary widely by shopping centers around the country. Most of the retail owners that I talked to were talking in the 55% of collections. Non-grocery strip centers were down to 20%. Malls and outlet centers estimated 10 to 20% paid their rent. Shopping center owners engaged in rent discussions with their retailers are almost entirely focused on rent deferment rather than rent abatement, forgiveness. This is ugly. This is ugly. This is ugly for everybody, by the way. All that damage, even if you're not in the space, you're like, I'm going to buy some stuff. We're going to steal some stuff. You're going to have trouble getting a loan today. This is the effect of this, okay? You're probably going to get on multifamily. Go ahead, Johnny, if you got another caller. You're probably looking at 50% loan to value. Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
Hello?
Talk.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, good, man. How you doing?
Good, sir. Sir, thank you so much for a lot of information, first of all. And I was going to buy my first fourplex in FHA loan. But we hold for, this is everything going on for coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I should continue because we hold for a month. I should continue or wait for the right time because this is my first property. I'm going to buy for fourplex.
Yeah, what are you buying, a fourplex?
Fourplex. It's a fourplex.
Yeah, how much is it?
It's a 280.
280,000. Where is it?
In California, Visalia, California.
Yeah.
Near Fresno.
Okay, near Fresno. And how much is the rent?
Rent right now 700 each.
How much?
I think we can 700 each.
Yeah. What's the location of the property like?
It's not a great location, but
Yeah. If it's not a great location, you shouldn't do it, dude.
No.
No.
Okay. So basically,
Now that being said, let me just say this, okay? That being said, the biggest problem I have with your deal is the number of units. Okay, so 4 times 700 is $2,800, and you're paying $280,000 for the units, which means you're paying, what is that? 70 times 4? Yeah, that's right, 70,000 a unit. So my first question was, what are they like? It's 1970 built, right? What year was the property built?
1978.
What year? 1997?
78.
Oh, did I say 1970? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
So you got to start looking. Okay, what's your cost? What's your cost in addition to buying this deal? What's your cost? You're going to put $140,000 down to buy this deal. Is that right, or you pay cash?
No, I'm going to pay because this is my first loan, FHA loan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a 3.5 down.
Yeah. So okay, even worse, dude. It's getting worse. It's getting worse by the minute. Okay, you're going to live in one of the units?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what he's going to do. He's going to put 3.5% down, and he is going to tell the bank that he's going to live there, which maybe he does for a little while. And now he's got 3 tenants. He's got 3 tenants at 700 times 3. That's 2,100. He's going to take a $280,000. He's going to put, the bank's going to probably, let's say the bank asking for 5% down. I don't know that you're going to get the 3.5% loan today in this marketplace, but maybe he does. Okay, that's going to be, let's say he puts $14,000 down. That's 5%. He's going to finance $266,000. And let me just see what the payment on that's going to be. Do you know what your payment's going to be?
Payment include insurance and tax. It will be around $1,900.
Yeah, $1,900 a month.
Yeah.
Okay,
Include
that's
tax and
property taxes, withholding, not withholding, property taxes. What are they going to escrow? Property taxes.
And insurance.
Yeah, HOA and principal and interest. Okay, so $1,900 a month. Let's see, what are you paying on your payment? That's $1,900 a month. And what are you collecting?
Yeah.
$2,100 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're like, man, I'm living free and I'm making $200. Wow, if we moved out, I could make $900. Okay, if they didn't live there and they just rented the other unit out, he's like, man, I'm living for free and making $200. Good. What happens when the place needs to be painted? Or somebody gets sick in one of these units. One of them gets the COVID because they had too much corona.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, dude, the city comes and says, hey, you need to quarantine the entire building. You need to put spray everywhere, and you got to do that. They can't do that. And, oh, by the way, because you're in California, this guy, one of the guys, Alan, that you rent to, he decided because he got laid off that he don't want to pay for the next 6 months. Okay, now what happened? Okay, now you're still on the hook for the $1,900. Folks, the number of units is the most important. I talk about this in our real estate program. Okay, and I'm probably going to do a webinar on this in the next 3 or 4 weeks. The number of units is the most important thing you're buying in real estate. You want scale, okay? If he loses one tenant, watch what happens. Alan can't pay anymore. Oh, by the way, in California, he won't lose Alan. He keeps Alan. He just loses Alan's money. That's even worse. So now he doesn't pay, the owner, my friend on the phone, he doesn't pay, Alan doesn't pay. Now he's collecting $1,400 a month. Okay, the payment's $1,900 a month. He's down $500 a month and his down payment. This isn't owning real estate. This is being owned by real estate. In real estate, you want the freedom. That's why I'm doing this show today. I'm trying to give you the current situation. I hope that helped you, by the way. I wouldn't do that deal, my friend. He's doing that deal because of the 3.5% down, okay? Everybody's going to get wiped out in this space. Everybody that did this deal right here 2 months ago, watch. Listen to what I'm telling you. He needs to keep in mind who closed in February of 2020 on a $300,000 deal and 2 of their tenants aren't paying anymore, okay? 2 tenants quit paying because those were the first people to get wiped out. 2 tenants aren't paying. This guy bought in February. He bought in February. What's he going to do in this loan? His payment's $2,100 a month or whatever the number is, and he's only collecting $1,000. What do you think that guy's going to do? He bought in February. He put $7,000 down to buy that deal. 3 of the 4 people moved out. What's he going to do? Oh, by the way, all 4 of them stayed. All the tenants stayed, and the state said you can't evict anybody. So what's he going to do? He's going to be like, I'm not going to make my payments for 6 months. I'm not going to collect rent for 6 months, and we're just going to wait this thing out. So with the tenant, the landlord said, I'm not paying the mortgage company. Okay, well, sooner or later you got to pay them. Okay, by the way, what they want right now is this: 3 months of forbearance, and you pay everything in the 4th month, just so you guys know. But let's say they stretch it out and say, no, 6 months. You're not going to pay for 6 months. We're just going to add it to the back of the loan, which would be the best thing for everybody. But the worst thing for everybody too. The tenant doesn't pay you now, so you don't have any income and you don't have any outgo. How are you going to paint the place? How are you going to fix anything? How are you going to keep it clean? How are you going to mow the lawn? Ain't nothing free. Free ain't free, folks. What you have is a housing project for the homeless. Is that what you want? Is that why you bought real estate? If you'd have bought this piece of real estate and said, they're not going to pay me and I'm not going to have to pay, would you have done it? I don't think so. Can you imagine? Hey, buy my house. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. And you can rent it to somebody else and they're not going to pay you. But you got to manage it. What are you managing? Nothing. You don't own it. You can't get them out. Okay? The beautiful part of real estate is that you own something, okay? The industrial and logistics sector has been the focus of more inbound capital as of lately, but investors are preferably mostly big core, big box warehouses, people trying to store stuff. Amazon is going to continue to take care of this part of the sector. Industrial, this man right here should be looking at industrial, not apartments. Financing for multifamily housing transaction is available still today. Bigger deals. That deal, I don't think he's going to get a 3.5% loan on that deal. Even if he could, you don't want to take it. You want to think about bigger down payments now, not smaller down payments. This is not the time for less money down. It's the time to up your money down. Underwriting today by Fannie, Freddie, and the life insurance companies is going to be more conservative. They're probably going to look for this now. They're probably going to look for 50% loan to value, whatever value is. Nobody really knows what that is. And they're probably going to look for 12 to 24 months of what's called reserves. Okay, and I'm not talking about CapEx reserve. A CapEx reserve is about fixing the property. They're definitely going to want that, but they're probably going to want 12 to 24 months of interest reserves, meaning you set aside, when I put the 50% down on a $30 million deal, I put $15 million down, or you bought a $3 million deal, you put $1.5 million down. They're going to want 2 years, maybe up to 2 years of payments and a strong management background. Yeah, okay. Requests, by the way, from the multifamily, all this talk about mortgage forbearance, the requests and approvals for mortgage forbearance have been relatively limited, but who knows in May and June. I'm just giving you an update, folks. It's just some data for you to think with, okay? I'm looking for deals right now. I don't think these deals actually show themselves until October, February 2021. I made a call to a big seller today and I'm like, hey, I need 5 deals all at one time. But you see, the buyer has to be open and the seller's got to be willing. You got to have 2 people meet and say, okay, I understand the environment I am, that maybe there's a haircut, but this guy over here can't want the haircut to be so tight that you end up with a bad haircut like I have. Yes, sir. Go ahead. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Hi, Uncle G. How are you doing today?
Good, good. How you doing? Do you have a deal or do you have a question?
I have a question. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time. I follow you for about 2 years. So you've been getting a lot of questions regarding how to double your incomes, and this question hasn't come up to my knowledge yet. So I've been a pharmacist for about 5 years, looking to double my incomes. Do you have any advice on that?
To double your income?
Yeah.
Well, secure the income you had. Get there first. Get back to where you were. Did you get cut here? Just
No,
back to me, Johnny.
I was one of the fortunate, people that didn't get laid off, but, I want to look into improving through this crisis and double my income for next year.
Yeah. So, I mean, this show's about real estate, but, I'll do shows throughout the week that are all about you should get my restart package, how to restart, reboot, and grow, double your income, and then 10x your income. There's a 5-hour restart, reboot out of COVID video sitting on YouTube, on Cardone University, CardoneU.com. All of you right now can get CardoneU.com. If you want to double your income, quadruple your income, 10x your income, you want to go back and get a job, go to CardoneU.com. It's completely free, requires nothing of you to get that for free. You can use the next 2 weeks while you're sitting back at the house trying to figure out what to do. Binge on Cardone U rather than watching 000 or Tiger King. Tiger King was a terrible waste of my time, by the way. 000, just a little less waste, but it was a waste, but it was good TV. What happens when you put an Italian and a Mexican into a deal? 0, 0, 0. Go watch the show. 0, 0, 0 is the name of the show, okay? Lots of people die too. All right, next caller. We got another one?
Eric from New York.
Eric, how you doing up in New York, man? New York is getting hammered, folks.
Uncle G.
Come on, New York.
Doing good, man. Doing good. So glad to hear you, man. So glad to hear that you're doing well and everything you do. I absolutely love you. So my question today was about real estate. But before I go into my question, I just wanted to say really quickly that I love everything you do. About 6 years ago, I started listening to you. I took over a business for my family. We were about almost $1 million worth of debt. It was probably a bad decision to do at the time, but today we're down to about $80,000 worth of debt. We're generating about $3 million a year, and it's all because of you, man. It really is.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. You guys are doing well, getting through this situation. All right.
What you do is incredible, and I take your advice. And I bought some real estate and some properties. But my question today is, right now I see a tremendous opportunity going to start to happen. I think, and just correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is going to turn out to be an 8-month, 12-month cycle where properties will fall 10 to 20%. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, no, I would tell you right now that depending on what sector you're talking about, if you're talking about retail and strip centers, look, they're going to fall. Property values will fall to the level that the debt can support the deal. A lot of people coming up with numbers, 10 or 15 or 20%. You probably got 10% out of apartments today.
Right.
But what does it matter if there's no buyers? Okay. For instance, somebody said, "Hey, your portfolio's probably lost $100 million." Yeah, I'm not a seller, so I hadn't lost anything. I'm not a seller for probably 8 years on my portfolio. My portfolio was bought in the last 2 years with the goal always to sell in 2028,
20 years plus.
2029, 2030, or maybe 2035. I've never ever thought about selling in 2020. None of my stuff can be sold this year, which is an interesting thing because people are talking about what Grant Cardone, Cardone Capital, dude, my properties cannot be sold in 2020, 2021, or 2022. That's not how the loans are structured. So who determines the value of the property first is the loan, the debt. The debt market determines more with a property's value. I'm not talking about your dumbass house in Long Island. What determines the value of a house in Long Island is the house next door to it and whether or not there's a buyer that's stupid enough to buy it, okay? This stuff that I'm talking about, real property. Real property is property that provides cash flow, okay? I'm talking about tycoons, people that have made fortunes investing in real estate. None of them talked about a personal house. None of them. Nobody ever talks about a personal house being the thing that made them rich. These people, when I'm talking about commercial real estate, okay, income producing property, okay, income, it produces income. Its value is based on the income. The debt market places the value. Value is determined based on income. When the income gets shocked, like this income has, you own a hotel, you own the Hilton Hotel. 4 weeks ago, Hilton's was worth one number. Today, the whole company could get sold. Like, you're probably going to have. I don't know if Hilton and Marriott are they combined now. Who owns Hilton?
The Hilton family.
No, Hilton. Who owns Hilton? Who owns Hilton? I think they're Marriott. See, Hilton, Marriott, DoubleTree. Oh no, sorry, Hilton. Who owns Hilton? Do the Hiltons still own the hotels? Conrad Hilton established a foundation in 1940. Got made fortunes. Why did he make so much money? Income. But when the economy scratches, what happens? Hotels get crushed. Airlines get crushed. Airbnb will get crushed here. Let's see, who owns Hilton? The Hilton family still owns 27%. Hilton, American owned, you know, it was worth $13 billion. It was worth $13 billion in 2018. Today, what's it worth? $6 billion? I don't know. Probably been cut in half. Who knows? The other thing you got to get here is you got to get the debt market to cooperate, but then you have to get a seller to cooperate. Okay? Now, Hilton may or may not be a seller today. It's probably not a seller today because they're going to get a bunch of funding from the government. American Airlines was a seller 4 weeks ago. Today, it's like, fuck you, I don't need to sell. I just got a little lift from the government of the United States of America. So they're not in trouble anymore. Boeing's going to get carried, right? So what is the value? You got to have the debt market participate. All these big deals require the debt market. 2, you got to have a seller. And 3, you got to have the balls of a buyer. And for all of you out there, you didn't buy anything last year, I guarantee you won't buy anything in this cycle. Nothing significant. You will not buy anything significant. You didn't buy when shit was good. How the hell are you going to have the guts to buy something when the world's going to hell? People calling in today, I'm putting 3.5% down. That's not the kind of real estate I'm talking about. We're not talking about where you live. I'm talking about how to make money in the future. Multifamily will be a winner, folks. Okay? Promise you. In May, our collections are probably going to be 92% or higher. I'm just going to tell you right now, 2 weeks before we collect, we'll be at 92% across our 7,700 units. So watch what happens here. When you scale, you got 700 units. All of you should have a target. I'm going to go get 700 or get 100 units. Okay? Let's say you get 10%, 10% vacancy and you're at 90%. So you collect 90%, you still had 90 units pay you. Okay, my buddy over there in Sacramento or wherever he's buying that freaking crack house he was talking about buying for him and his wife to live in, he's in California. You can't even collect the rent. You got the government saying you should not pay your rent this month. You got people that can pay that are being told not to pay. Like the whole state is being encouraged to be homeless. Okay, so if 2 people move out of his place, he's negative. Okay. If 80 people pay me right here, I'm good. I can get down to 75 people paying me and I'm good. If you didn't over leverage, you should probably be able to get to like 60 people. I got one property, I could get down to 38% occupied and still pay the debt on the deal. 38% of the property. I think there's 400 units on that deal. I could get down to 160 tenants and still service the debt on the deal. Learn this game, man. You want to get rich? You can get rich in real estate. Anybody can buy real estate, but you need to buy the right kind of real estate. Very few people get in rich playing this game just buying houses. You could. My uncle did. My uncle had like 30 Section 8 properties. I think they still have them now, maybe 50 or 60 of them. But man, they're out collecting rents every day. Give me the money. Give me that 200. I got the rest from the government. Oh, by the way, what happens when the government can't pay anymore? You guys keep that in mind? The government just took on $10 trillion of new debt. And the worse the economy gets, you got to understand when economies contract, they force other things to happen, right? So Amazon is going to continue to do well. Target is going to look for bigger and bigger facilities so they can drop ship and deliver same day in that market. I don't want to wait for my stuff. I want to get it today. Like I need a bicycle right now. I've been dying for a bike. Nobody can get me a bike. I don't know why people don't keep hearing this. Send Grant a bike. God damn, I want a damn bike. Okay, I can't go get a bike. So like you got to listen to what the consumer's doing. Where is the money going to go? Because money doesn't just get destroyed, it moves. It just moves to other places. That's why they call it wealth redistribution. So it moves from cash to 10-year treasuries. Okay, or it moves from cash to stocks. Things go nuts, it goes to the 10-year treasury. That's why the 10-year treasury went down to almost 1/4%. Money was moving from around the world to a 10-year treasury seeking safety, okay? Watch, it's gonna sit here and it's gonna earn 0.5%. I think it's 0.63 right now. Let me just see what it is. Let's see how close I am. 10-year treasury, 10-year treasury, 10-year treasury, 10-year treasury. That means you'd keep this money in here for 10 years and you would end up with 0.64. I'm sorry, I'm off by 1/100th of a point. That's so smart, okay? All you gotta do is look, man. Anybody can be smart, by the way. Anybody can be smart. You just gotta know what you're looking for. Watch. When people get sick of earning 0.63, what are they gonna do? Oh, let me look. Where can I go? Those are eyeballs right there. Where can I go? That's with a big looking on their face. Pretty good, huh? Very little hair. Where can I go to earn more money? Oh, wow. Dude, I could go to real estate and earn 4 to 6%. Plus be supported by real property. That's why people continue to send money into Cardone Capital, because they get the possibility of, one, protecting their capital. Okay, very, very difficult for me to lose in $1.8 billion of real estate, then I'm gonna lose my whole $1.8 billion. Hard to believe that, particularly when I got 10 years. In 10 years, the value of the portfolio should be, I don't know, 2.4 billion, 2.8 billion, 3 billion. What if there was inflation? I just popped out, Johnny. Okay. You protect your capital. Second thing is you get cash flow from the property. 3, you get tax advantages of owning the property. 4th thing is it's backed by a piece of real estate. It's not a piece of paper. This isn't a piece of paper that can get burned. I don't have a lighter, but I could burn paper. I can lose paper, stock certificates. It could go someplace, we forget them. How do you forget 88 acres? We own 88 acres in Austin, Texas. There it is, 456 units sitting on top. People pay us rent. It needs paint. You can't forget it, dude. It's sitting there. And this is why I told you 2 months ago in January, stay illiquid. Because when you are liquid, and I know people are like, oh, I want cash right now. No, you need courage right now, not cash. You need courage. There's plenty of cash. There's cash everywhere. We're just printing money. So you need courage to use the money so that you don't lose it. If you knew you weren't going to lose it, would you buy it? If you knew you wouldn't have to lose it and it would pay the debt, would you buy it? If you knew you weren't going to lose it, it was going to pay the debt and some cash flow, 4 to 6%, 600% more than that, at least 10x for sure, without exaggeration. Would you buy it if you knew you wouldn't lose your money? It was going to cash flow. It was going to give you tax advantages, and 10 years from now, it will be worth 2 or 3 times the money. That's why people continue to give me money at Cardone Capital, because that's what we're buying. Big, large apartment complexes in great locations that have the possibility of cash flow, the possibility of future increased value, and that we service the debt while we own it. So what happens? I'm paying down the debt and the value's going up, and boom, the owners at Cardone Capital, the investors at Cardone Capital get to keep the difference between debt being paid down, valuation going up, and the cash flow that's kept. My name's Grant Cardone. Just came here today to give you an update. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this show. If you found value in it, please let me know. Subscribe. You can always watch the next show. I know it's going to be a killer too. Just click the link below. Maybe you can pick up one of my old posts, right? And Grant Cardone, by the way, the book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate, I'm going to be doing a webinar on this book in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I'll let you know. Make sure you subscribe so I can notify you when I'm going to do it. It's going to be free to the public. I'm going to show you how to buy your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, how to manage it, how to fund it, how to finance it. I don't even have a place for you to go subscribe or register for it right now, but it will be coming. Hey, if you love me, come on, man, give me some love. If you hate me, please share some hate with me. It's all the same thing, by the way. Like, don't just sit there and criticize me. Put it in the comments. I love you or I hate you. Come on, man. It's all the same thing. It's all love. Just love in disguise when you hate on me. Disguise. I'm in disguise. I'm going to the skies, okay? Look, I hope you have a great week. Remember, no negativity. Hate and negativity are completely different. Okay, I love you guys. Be great. Good luck investing. Find that deal. Make sure it's a big monster deal. Put a bunch of money down so you don't over leverage. Take care of the tenant. Take care of the property. Real estate will take care of you and your family forever. Hey, Grant Cardone here, and we have all new content at cardoneu.com for free for you. We're going through this crazy crisis right now, and I thought I'd come to our studio. I just finished shooting content on how to get a job in under 72 hours, not just a job, but your dream job. Also, you'll find information in there how to manage a team remotely. We have 105 employees that we're managing remotely and keeping our numbers up in spite of this massive contraction going on. Look, I know it's tough right now. I know things are hard. I want to make sure I'm here with you to assist you, to help you with what you need right now. It's not just about the old content, it's about taking all the content that we have in Cardone U and making it fresh and new for this thing that's happening right now. SBA loans, how to access them. PPP money, how to get it, we already have. How to get the stimulus money that's coming. All this content brand new in Cardone U. Also 72 hours, how to get your dream job, not just a job, maybe even improve the situation you have right now. Also, all my great stuff, selling, closing, road to the sale, fundamentals of selling, cold calling, outbound calls, inbound calls, selling on e-commerce, how to start a business from home. Hey, how about this? 5 hours on how to start over and turn a crisis into your expansion. Promise you, you're gonna love it. You're gonna see me using the whiteboard that's not lit up right now. You're gonna see all brand new content, over 2,000 videos from me, mostly me, and some of my celebrity friends, including all the power players that I've been interviewing, all the webinars I've done in the past, everything where we've shown people how to start a business from home or how to run a traditional business from where you're at right now. Grab it, take advantage of it. Next 30 days is free for you. By the way, if you're unemployed, it's free for as long as you're out of work. I guarantee I'll get you a job in 72 hours. If your business is down, it's free until I guarantee we'll get your business up and running and going again. And I guarantee